They were once the golden couple, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, dazzling the world with their love story that felt plucked out of a glossy magazine. Walking hand in hand, beaming smiles, heads turning everywhere they went, it looked flawless. Royal blood mixed with Hollywood charm, and people couldn't get enough. But now, that picture-perfect fantasy has cracked. And oh, when it cracked, the sound echoed across the world. It wasn't a scandal, not some leaked secret, not even a press war. No, it was something far more raw, far more human, and in a way, far more shocking. It happened on stage, in real time, in front of cameras. A single tap, a single hesitation, a single glance that screamed 1,000 unspoken words. Harry was mid-flow, microphone in hand, speaking with that fiery conviction that made people admire him. His words were sharp, his presence commanding. But then Meghan appeared, sliding into the spotlight unannounced. No cue, no warning, just there. She tapped his back like, "Move aside, it's my turn now." The crowd might not have gasped aloud, but the silence was deafening. Harry froze. His speech faltered. His eyes flickered with something people had never seen before: resistance. For one tiny second, the fairy tale slipped. He didn't hand her the mic. He didn't play along. He held on, paused, and in that pause, the world saw something raw, something real. And then came the explosion. Social media lit up like wildfire, frame-by-frame analyses of Harry's face, Meghan's touch, the awkward hesitation, memes, breakdowns. Was it a power move? Threads. Suddenly, this wasn't just an event. It was the tap heard around the world. Some called it insecurity, others called it dominance. A few dared to say it out loud. Are Meghan and Harry falling apart before our eyes? But here's the tea. That 1 second on stage wasn't just a glitch. It was the symptom of something brewing behind closed doors, because insiders had been whispering for months. The fights, the disagreements, the endless little clashes over what to wear, what to say, what cause to back. Silly? Maybe. But that's how cracks form. Small sparks that eventually light a fire. Harry, always the diplomat, has been growing restless. Meghan, the strategist, has been pulling the strings tighter. The harmony that once made them unstoppable now feels like a tug of war. And that moment on stage, it was the curtain lifting, even for just a breath. Friends say Meghan's need to control the narrative is reaching new heights. Every Instagram post, every event, every word uttered in interviews, she needs the final say. And for a while, Harry went along. Loyal, supportive, all in. But recently, that patience is thinning. His smile doesn't sparkle the same. His eyes dart more, like he's second-guessing. Observers noticed it instantly. Harry isn't handing her the spotlight so quickly anymore. He's pausing, weighing, thinking twice. That stage hesitation wasn't a mistake. It was a reflection. The once inseparable duo now feels slightly out of sync. Meghan's energy remains fierce, commanding, relentless, admirable to some, suffocating to others. Harry, meanwhile, seems to be rediscovering himself, or at least trying to. No longer the man orbiting Meghan's star, but someone cautiously pulling his own path. This isn't about divorce papers or dramatic walkouts. No, it's subtler, quieter, and somehow scarier. It's about recalibration, about who holds the power, about who gets the final word. And as the whispers grew louder, spreading from palace walls to tabloids to TikTok breakdowns, the narrative shifted. This wasn't just a marriage anymore. This was a power struggle being fought under the world's gaze. Suddenly, every choice, from which event they attend to who gives the closing line in an interview, became a battle. Meghan wants clarity, consistency, and control. Harry wants freedom, spontaneity, something real. And in between those two visions lies friction that no fairy tale wedding vow can magically erase. Because here's the truth. Meghan thrives on strategy. She plans, positions, curates. Harry thrives on instinct. He wants to speak from the heart, act in the moment. For years, Meghan's been dominated, but now, Harry seems tired of the performance, and the difference in instincts is showing. Some friends whisper it's not about love. The love is still there, but love alone can't survive the crushing weight of global scrutiny. This is no ordinary marriage. Every smile, every touch, every frown is captured, analyzed, and magnified. Imagine living like that. And Meghan, she sees Harry's hesitation as disloyalty. Harry, he sees her control as suffocating. The result isn't explosive fights, but a slow, grinding tension. Awkward silences at dinner, careful answers in interviews, separate rooms after long days, the kind of quiet friction that eats away over time. And the image they built? Time. The glamorous, progressive, trailblazing couple who defied the crown, that image has become their heaviest chain. Every misstep, every viral clip, every stray glance fuels speculation that maybe, just maybe, the fairy tale is breaking. And Meghan knows it. That's why she clamps down harder, desperate to preserve their brand, their empire. But in doing so, she's tightening the leash around a man who's gasping for space. Harry, sources say, has quietly started reaching out again. Old friends, old causes, even old hobbies. Things he once left behind when his entire identity became Meghan and Harry. Now whispers suggest he's testing projects that don't involve her at all. Solo initiatives, private ventures. Even considering returning to humanitarian causes he sidelined when the couple left royal life. To outsiders, it looks like rebellion. But to those who know him best, It's survival. It's Harry trying to breathe. And this is where things get messy, because Meghan's camp argues, why should she step back? Why should she shrink when she spent years fighting to have her voice heard? Every boardroom she's entered, every headline she's made has been earned. Her energy is sharp, her drive unmatched, and her presence impossible to ignore. To her, control isn't suffocation, it's protection. She's shielding their legacy, their empire, their carefully built narrative. But Harry doesn't see it that way. For him, the walls of their curated brand are starting to feel like a cage. He wants authenticity, he wants real, and increasingly he wants it without rehearsal. That contrast, her strategy versus his instinct, though, is where the true battle lies. Insiders whisper of Meghan's frustration. She sees Harry's hesitation as weakness, as betrayal of the united front they worked so hard to present. And he sees her tightening grip as stifling, as if his own voice has been swallowed whole. It's not the fiery rows people expect from celebrity marriages. No plates flying, no screaming matches. It's subtler, quieter. The long silence at the dinner table, the way one word lingers after an interview, the way Harry looks at her before deciding whether to speak. The body language experts are having a field day. Gone are the effortless touches, the spontaneous laughter, the sparks that once made them magnetic. Instead, there are pauses, hesitations, careful moves, not coldness but caution, like they're both walking on a tightrope, praying not to tip too far. Fans feel it too. Something's off, they whisper online, and they're not wrong. Behind the scenes, Harry has started pushing back in small but telling ways. A no where once there would have been an immediate yes. A delayed reply, a refusal to hand over control during an appearance. Meghan, once used to steering everything, is facing a version of Harry who no longer automatically falls in line. And the adjustment isn't sitting comfortably. People who've been in the room with them describe the shift in detail. Meghan still commands attention the moment she walks in. She knows how to light up a space, set the tone, control the flow of conversation. But Harry? He's more reserved now, more measured, watching, weighing, choosing carefully before speaking. It's as though he's building invisible walls, one boundary at a time. And then there's the pressure cooker they live inside. Because this isn't just about marriage. This is about brand, about business. Their public image is their empire. The Netflix deals, the interviews, the documentaries, all of it rests on one thing: unity. The moment cracks show in that image, the entire empire trembles. Their team knows it, their sponsors know it, and most painfully, they know it. Still, glimpses of tenderness remain. Friends insist that the love hasn't disappeared. There are still shared jokes, private smiles, and moments of genuine warmth that remind everyone of why the world fell in love with them in the first place. But those moments are dwindling, and when tension overshadows tenderness, even the strongest foundation starts to quake. Some optimists argue it's just a phase, that every couple, especially ones under constant spotlight, hits rough patches. That this too will pass. Maybe, but others aren't so sure. They point to Harry's tired demeanor, Meghan's guarded expressions, and the unmistakable loss of spontaneity. To them, it doesn't look like a phase. It looks like a pattern, yet neither is walking away. Meghan pushes forward, head held high, projects lined up, headlines buzzing. Harry still stands beside her, defending her publicly when it matters most. But the dynamic has undeniably shifted. What once felt like passion now feels more like performance, as if they're reading lines from a script rather than living their story. Still, there are flashes. The warmth, the connection, the undeniable history they share. It's those flashes that keep hope alive, both for them and for the millions who still want to believe in their fairy tale. But hope alone may not be enough, because Meghan wants to lead with power, Harry wants to live with peace. And unless those two desires find a way to align, the story of Meghan and Harry might not end in the blaze of scandal the tabloids predict, but in something quieter, something slower, something far more heartbreaking. A fairy tale not shattered by betrayal or drama, but worn down, little by little, by the crushing weight of expectations, control, and silence. And as of now, the world is still watching. Every glance, every pause, every move, dissected, debated, devoured. Meghan and Harry may have thought they left the monarchy behind, but in truth, they just swapped one stage for another. And this stage is proving to be just as unforgiving.